So I had the worst dream last night. Had to do with I don't know. Had to do with a lot of things that I didn't really want to dream about. um, the end of Joker, how it has that song That's Lie. I was like, had that song, that particular song in the same tone and everything, and all these hands were like reaching out to me and people staring at me, and I was like, oh, that's a really weird dream. Had everything to do with acting and stuff, and I was like, Australian based, and I was like, oh, that was so weird, and it had this song. I was like, oh, why is that song playing? Because I've seen the Joker a couple of times, but I haven't watched it that many times, and I'm like, oh, why is that song kind of playing? And I'm like, and yeah, it was really weird. It's telling me I wanna, yeah, and somewhere along the line had me worried about cyclones and needing to move closer to another area, like a city or something. And yeah, it's sort of like echoing my real life thoughts of wanting to move somewhere and not actually knowing where I want to move to. I was like, oh, that was a weird dream. And then when I woke up, I had to get up. Because you know how you sleep until you feel dizzy? When I woke up, I was feeling so dizzy, and I knew I had to get up, otherwise I would be like starting to become affected by sleeping. You know how you like sort of fall into a little coma or something, where you sleep and you can't wake up. So I was like, oh, I better get up. And yeah, that was my dream. That's why I got up so early. It's like by 7:30 I was up and at 'em, because I don't sleep when I feel, semi-conscious or dizzy or something when I'm dreaming. And when I wake up, I feel like crap, and I'm like, oh, I have to get out of bed. So, I got out of bed very sluggishly. We have no curtain on my window though. I have no idea if anyone saw me getting dressed. And I got out of bed really sluggishly. I was like, oh, I have to brush my hair and everything. I just washed my face. And I was thinking I might have to make it a habit to have just one shower a day or something, because technically, like, the water ran out yesterday. Technically there was a painter using lots of water when they were working, and there's been contractors, probably using more water than usual. So I think all in all, it's the activities around the house that have caused the water loss as opposed to general use. But the other person does do a lot of laundry. They do it more than once a week. I do it once a week, maybe twice if necessary. But they're like every second day they're like using laundry. Oh, I don't use the laundry too much. And it's like, instead of them stepping back from using the laundry more than once a week, they're like, oh, don't flush the toilet after you pee, and only flush it when you do, number two. And I'm like, oh, jeez, not these stupid protocols. And then I was thinking, you can't make someone pay rent if you put stupid protocols on. You shouldn't be like restricted like that, restricted with water or anything, and to pay rent. And it's hefty rent. It's $150 for a shared household. They have no inclination of treating me like a renter. I'm paying way too much for food. I only eat some of the food, and I'm paying like double and triple the amount that I would use. And all the time, like, I'm feeling like, oh, I can't eat that, and so I'm generally not eating that much. And yeah, I'm paying like lots of money for food. And and everything, and I'm like, I don't know. I think the expenses are a little out of control there, but yeah, I'm not keen on 150. It's like, oh, if you have to like step around from using water, it should be more like $80 or $60 a week. Because 150 just seems too much when you sort of have to be like, oh, you can't use the water, you can't flush the toilet, you can't do laundry very often, and this and that and the other thing. Yeah, and yeah, you're like going, it's ridiculous. I'm not gonna pay 150 dollars a week for not being able to use things at leisure, and I don't over excessively use things, but I don't think it should be 150 a week if they expect you to pay rent. So I'm probably either not gonna pay it until I get kicked out because I do want to move towards the city, or I pay a lesser amount because 150 seems a bit much for when you have like dumb rules like that, and I know it's just to reboot their bank account. They don't want to work, and so they want to reboot it off your income, which is why I'm looking for a second job so I don't miss the money, but still. Anyway, but that was a really weird dream. Um, I had to get out of bed, otherwise I was gonna be sick. So sometimes you just have to make yourself get out of bed even when you want to sleep in. And I was technically up by 7:30. Uh, I think I might just have a shower once a day because of that water problem that we had. Maybe, maybe. I mean, I don't like to shower anyways. It's like it's kind of silly. It needs to be a longer shower because otherwise the water's flooding outside the door, and I'm like going, yeah, like it's not very. I think it needed a more like a sliding screen as opposed to one of those screens that fold, like pull out. Because first when the when that it opens, all this water's dribbling onto the floor, and you need thicker floor rugs. Probably need four of them to use every week, and um, so you can get out of the shower and might feel dry or something. I don't know what it needs, but it floods in there, and when you're having, and I don't think anyone's going to be having a bath anytime soon because of the water problem. So yeah, but I applied for this job, which is in the city. It's primarily a work from home job, but sometimes you get called into the city to probably have orgies with the stupid management. But anyway, I would just hope that it's nice and clean, and no one says, "Oh, you have to sleep with everyone." And I sleep with them, and it's like, "Oh, you have to do that all the time." So, and that's why I don't like actually working in an office because I feel like everything's really bad in there, and I don't want to say I would rather get fired than sleep with people. So, which is why I only bother with work from home roles. I'm like, to my benefit, my skin's in really bad shape. Otherwise, I would have tried harder to get this advertisement job. I'm also unfair. I still look like I'm pregnant. Like my belly is all weirdly round. I think I just naturally put on that much weight by not doing enough exercise at some stage, and it still looks like I was looking at myself in the window reflection yesterday, and I was like, still looks like I'm pregnant. Like I could be seriously carrying twins or something because it dips down in that way, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's what you have for not doing exercise for ages, and I haven't done a seriously good cardio for ages. I haven't been to the gym in ages. When I was swimming, I was sort of had my own personal issues, and so was taking swimming very tentatively to the point that I wasn't really swimming. I was really just dipping into the water, treading water, but not actually swimming, which is where you get your cardio workout from. So, I do sit around a lot. I mean, I'm sitting on the computer all the time, and I don't do any real exercise for leisure. I don't do anything but a bit of walking outside. So, and when I'm not working outside, I don't go anywhere because I've had my heart issue for ages, and I gave up. Gave up trying to do things like activities. I don't go swimming because at the beach because my skin's usually in kind of bad shape, which is why I bought bracelets. I mean, they're down there somewhere, but I haven't put them on yet. Because they help to boost your immunity and they treat my skin issues. And the skin issues, you can't look like that when you're at the beach and it's all over the place. So I did buy them this year. I was like, I better buy these bracelets. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to do modeling in the future. So I signed up for a modeling agency, but I haven't bothered to put them on yet. Because they aren't the healthiest thing. I wanted to go to my concert first because I don't want to go to a concert feeling weird because I've been putting on a bracelet. But yeah, I don't know. I'll put them on when time's right. Time's probably right now, but I don't know. I should put them on one day a week, and then be like, but it really screws up your blood. Your blood vessels flow backwards, and you're like, it's not really that healthy, is it? So that's why not really that keen on using them. But I did buy them just in case. I have nothing to do when I'm not working. Yesterday I put on my second job telephone while I was on the phone, and it was like so much better. So I think from 9 to 12 I'm going to just watch a movie on my computer and not on the TV. Keep the TV for the weekend. Or use the computer for writing. Somehow I feel like I'm getting noticed, but I'm not getting paid money for writing at the moment. And sometimes I put stuff on and they're like, I don't know, they send you like warnings. Sometimes they give lucrative prize monies to writers. I'm like, that's nice, but I haven't earned a cent, yet. But sometimes I feel like I'm getting closer to recognition. I hope I am. But I don't have a great stories. I just sort of, I could be a bit more inventive. But I thought my last one was kind of good, but it should have spanned for like triple the amount that it did. But I couldn't have been bothered. I just came to a point where it's like, okay, that's the end of the story, and I don't feel like writing anymore. And so I wrapped it up. I wrapped it up nicely. It has a paragraph from the beginning at the end, and it's like she's getting closer to her enemies rather than her friends. So, and that's what she said at the beginning. But yeah. Anyway, I better go and do my invoice.